If you're lifting weights and you've never really done yoga and you add in yoga and you start doing yoga once a week or twice a week, it's fantastic. You are going to see amazing benefits. I think we can all agree on that. You're going to see amazing, amazing, amazing benefits. However, those benefits are going to cap out eventually in terms of, let's say you're tight from lifting weights. Doing yoga once or twice a week, you're going to improve dramatically. Dramatic improvements, you should start right away. However, what's going to happen is you're always going to kind of be catching up. You're always kind of working from this kind of like behind the starting line because you've been lifting so much and you're so tight because you're still lifting. So you're always kind of that yin and yang, you're always balancing out that kind of overload from resistance training with yoga. So if you want, again, this comes down, look, this is priority. This is why I introed the show with priorities. This is why I introed the show with priorities, with a topic about priorities, because priorities are everything. So for me, if I want to get lights out, amazing benefits and really prioritize my mobility and really make some actionable, long lasting change and really, really set a new standard for myself, I'm going to have to bias my training and prioritize my training with yoga, which means if there's a trade-off, okay, do I do weights or do I do yoga? It has to be yoga. It has to be yoga if I want to get more results from yoga. I have to bias my priorities towards yoga. Maybe I do both in the same day, but if I can't or it's too much, I need to default to yoga. And that's going to be a new thing. And it's going to be amazing. Like I already noticed like some changes in my body. I'm feeling leaner. I'm feeling better and I'm getting sore again deep. But I'm like, I just feel great. I feel great. Right now, I feel great. Tomorrow, maybe I don't feel so great. Now I'm going to feel, I feel amazing. Like psychologically, I feel like this is a new hack. I feel like this is it's a new year, but I feel like I'm going to have an amazing kind of like rolling epiphany here on the show as I walk through this and as I kind of like, give you all the updates on what's going on. So for those of you that are just joining, we're talking about shifting your training focus, but also the ego that gets involved because I'm classically a lifting guy. I started lifting long before I did yoga. But once I found yoga, and I think everyone in the comments can agree, if you are coming from a similar background of lifting weights and then adding yoga, you're going to feel night and fucking day differences. And you're going to wish that you started doing yoga when you first started. But if I want to be really mobile, I can't keep crushing the weights and just do yoga once or twice a week. I think, does that make sense? That I'm going to get more flexible, I'm going to get more mobile, but there's going to kind of be like a limit because if I'm training 5 or 6 days a week and I'm only doing yoga once or twice, it's only going to get me so far because I'm still creating so much tension and so much soreness and so much breakdown and so much inflammation from the training, which is great. That's how your body adapts. However, if I'm biased towards training, my adaptations moving forward are always just going to be around the resistance training. I need to pull back on the resistance, not necessarily doing less, but I need to do yoga more and prioritize that and put that first and put that more as the priority rather than biasing towards resistance training. Because for so long, since I started practicing yoga, it's always been a backseat, always catching up to all the years, the 20 or 15 or what was when I started doing yoga. Let's say I guess about 10 or so years of weight training, hard weight training, a lot of weight gain, cutting, all that stuff, all that stuff with weight training, the yoga's got to try to catch up to that. And the yoga's got to try to balance it out. And after 10 years of resistance training and then doing yoga once or twice a week, it's not going to do it. It's only going to go so far. So your body, in order to adapt, has to be exposed more frequently and prioritize to whatever stress you want it to adapt to. So if I want my body to adapt more to yoga and more towards mobility, if I want to improve my mobility, which will improve my strength, which will improve the way I move and how I feel, it's going to have to be more yoga and mobility. So that's where I'm going. And I will say this as a guy who lifts weights, as a guy who likes to have muscle tone, who likes to have shape, there is that part of the ego that's like, oh my God, I'm not going to focus as much on lifting. So there's going to be that real push for me to manage my time better, for me to double up, for me to get up and go early to the gym and lift weights so I can do yoga in the evening so I don't stack them too close together. I still will get my lifting in and I'll get very similar volume, But there's a lot of it that's like, oh my God, lifting weights is my identity. Lifting weights is who I am. I'm so used to lifting weights. How do I change? Change is good. Change is how you stimulate new adaptations. So since I've never focused 100% prioritizing, like I've never done 100%, maybe little periods, but not like, look, this is holding me accountable. Like I'm saying this on episode 1186. So I'm saying this right now here on the public forum. And I'm saying that I am going to be prioritizing my yoga. See, like I'm saying that so I do it. And I'm well aware of, I guess, the implications, but it's more about my own ego. It's more about my own ego, and it's more about what I'm used to doing. So the reason why change is a challenge, is because it's different. That's it. It's different. It's something different. It's a different mindset. It's a different approach. Is it bad? No, there's nothing bad is going to happen from this. And I want to let you know, like, this is where I had this like epiphany, a little like, it came at a bunch of different levels, but most recently I had this epiphany, like most vividly was the other day when it was an evening. I had a choice. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go and do weights or do yoga. So I thought about it for a second. I'm like, all right, well, the gym is closing. I think it was like a Saturday. It was Friday. I think it was Friday. And I don't usually like lifting weights in the evening. I think I mentioned that a bunch of times, like morning or afternoon for me. Evening, not a big fan. Maybe late afternoon at the latest. I don't like doing night sessions. So I thought about this. I'm like, well, what should I do? It's evening. It's getting later. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm like, should I go do yoga, or should I do a weight training? And I thought to myself, I have never, ever regretted a yoga class. There's never in my life, never one time, never, 100,000%, never been one time. There's never been one time where I was like, shit, I wish I didn't do that yoga class. Oh, I shouldn't have done yoga. Oh, I regret it. Never. I have regretted workouts before. I have regretted workouts and I have been like disappointed, right? I've been disappointed with my strength, or I've been disappointed, or I tweaked a muscle and I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have gone today. I should have stretched more. There's been issues where I'm like, man, I shouldn't have done that. I wish I did that better. So there have been workouts that I regretted. Maybe I did sprinting. I pulled a hamstring like 10 years ago. There's instances where I could remember resistance or higher intensity trainings that I've regretted or wish that it went differently. But I've never had a yoga class that I regretted. Never. Not once. It's always, oh, I'm so glad I fucking went. Every single time. 100% of the time. So I went to yoga and I realized that's the kind of decision I need to make. I'm a better person when I practice yoga. I feel better. I recover better. My muscles, I have better strength. I just feel better muscle activation. It's just awesome. It's a great fucking practice. And when you combine it with your strength training, woo, if you're not doing yoga, wake the fuck up. I've been saying this for years. Do it. Start doing it. You want more Daily Swole podcast? I fucking know you do. Go subscribe to the Daily Swole podcast on YouTube and get slapped with that knowledge cock every single day.